Damn.
This show happened.
Damn. Get all the way off my back about that. Damn.
Yeah, this match happened. This show happened.
This show happened.
Okay, I'm thinking of the match. Because,
it might as well have just been a really long
I think
match.
I lost brain cells on that one.
All
we'll
right.
get there.
Woohoo! RW Wrestling Podcast is back.
Woohoo! Sound more energetic.
Who survived the Survivor Series in 2008?
I'm on life support as it is.
John Cena and Edge, probably the only ones.
Yeah.
So
the winners are you or them.
First and foremost, AC/DC has a sponsorship with them, so Spoiling for a Fight is their Survivor Series song of the night.
Woo. This made me remember that AC/DC was still making music.
They just released
I know,
an
I was just
album.
gonna say, and they have a new music even now. 2008, they were old.
So we started the night off with Shawn Michaels.
Important point at the beginning. JR and Taz get on screen, and they announce Jeff Hardy was found unconscious in his hotel room at late, or I guess early in the morning, right, like 3 a.m., and hospitalized. And apparently it was covered on lots of networks like CNN, ABC, TMZ,
AOL.
That one was funny.
So that's an important thing because that's going to come up later in the night multiple times.
Hey, Jeff Hardy, you are just...
So
he's the flip corner of the show, by the way, without being there.
He gets talked about more times than he's on camera.
Yeah.
So one of the bad things about this show is that there's
Everything?
3 commentary teams, and during the 2 men's Survivor Series matches, they're all talking over each other.
You think 3-man booths are bad. Wait till you have 6.
You have literally...
Jesus.
Matt Stryker and Todd Grisham are on the ECW brand. You have Taz and Jim Ross on the SmackDown brand. You have Jared the King Lawler and Michael Cole on the Raw brand.
Taz and Jim Ross was not that good of a commentary team.
But the first match, you have Shawn Michaels and Crime Time, R.I.P. Shad.
The first and only pop I have until the main event.
The Great Khali and Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka.
Versus,
Great Khali, the greatest wrestler of all time.
Versus JBL and MVP and John Morrison and Miz and Kane.
Yay. 5-star clinic right
here. So you guys were talking about in the second Survivor Series match, which team was better? It's got to go to the heels, right?
I gave it to the heels on this one.
Yeah.
I hate JBL for passion, but MVP, Morrison, Miz sometimes, and Kane, yeah.
I mean, they have 4 world champs on this.
Well, the other team...
3, sorry.
The other team
4 world champs on the JBL team.
Yeah.
The other team has Crime Time and HBK, but Great Khali immediately ruins it.
Yeah, it's like Crime Time, yeah, and then Great Khali.
And then Rey Mysterio, but Great Khali.
All right, Ray does a head scissors and a drop kick to MVP. Ray and JTG do a double drop kick to MVP. MVP does a drive-by kick to JTG. Khali comes and does his brain chop to MVP.
Brain chop, stupid finisher.
Khali does a clothesline to Kane. Khali then chops Kane's chest in the corner. Khali does the head chop to Kane.
Kane here.
Khali puts Rey Mysterio on his shoulders, and Rey Mysterio does a splash to Kane.
Boom shakalaka.
Rey Mysterio does a head scissors to Morrison. Shad does a gorilla press to Morrison. Morrison and Miz then double team Shad. Shad does a double clothesline to Morrison and Miz. Shad does his money, yeah elbow to Miz.
Is it money, yeah? Because then that became primetime player. Money, yeah.
No, they said millions of dollars.
Miz
That's
did
true.
his reality.
You're right.
Thank you.
Miz did his reality check neck breaker to Shad. Miz does his corner clothesline to Shawn Michaels. Miz and Morrison do an elbow backbreaker combo to Shawn Michaels. JBL does a neck breaker and elbow to Shawn Michaels. Morrison does a headlock to Shawn Michaels.
Everybody's getting bitch moves in on Shawn Michaels.
Morrison does a forearm kip up to Shawn Michaels, so the Shawn Michaels special.
Right, I like that part.
Morrison tried to do Shawn Michaels' elbow, and he missed. Ray does a springboard plancha and a springboard head scissors and another springboard drop kick, 619, and a splash to Miz. JBL does a shoulder tackle to Ray. JBL does about 10 elbows to Ray. So the Jerry Lawler heart attack spot.
Whoa.
Real.
Rey Mysterio is choking in the ropes by Morrison. Morrison does a backbreaker to Rey Mysterio. Morrison does another one to Rey Mysterio. JBL does a stretch muffler to Rey Mysterio. Stretch muffler.
No?
Shut up. JBL does a big boot to the back of Rey Mysterio's head. Rey Mysterio does a moonsault to JBL. Shawn Michaels then does his flying forearm to JBL, atomic drops to JBL, and a scoop slam, which actually looked really cool. Shawn Michaels does a dive outside to JBL. Then Shawn Michaels fakes out JBL with an attempted super kick. Then John Morrison is looking for a super kick in the ring. HBK reverses it. Michaels with sweet chin music to Morrison. Shawn Michaels, the Great Khali, and Rey Mysterio survive.
It's funny that your first minute of that play-by-play, you said the word Great Khali like 5 times, and then you didn't hear him again until it was over.
Oh yeah, it was great. He's in the ring. It's like boom, starts. Or he's in the ring like second. He's like boom, I'm in it, eliminated somebody. Boom, 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 and then he's never in the ring again. He just stands there for the next.
Ridiculous. All right, the eliminations.
Yeah, fill in the eliminations.
The first guy out was JTG by MVP via pinfall.
That's the drive-by kick.
Right. Then via hubris, MVP was gesturing to the crowd saying, "Yeah, I'm great."
No, he was gesturing to his heel team.
Well, either way, he was gesturing to somebody, and Khali comes in and does big man chop to the head. He's done.
Yep.
Kane gets eliminated by Mysterio. I think that was off the Boom Shakalaka,
that was
whatever.
That splash, yeah.
Gaspar gets eliminated by Miz via pinfall.
The reality check neckbreaker.
Miz by Mysterio. What was that one?
That was when he did the 619.
Yeah. JBL gets... The JBL counter was interesting, because that's what kickstarts their feud, I imagine.
Yeah, I would presume so.
Out of nowhere feud, but also the funny thing about that is that Michael says he's broke, but he just got a paycheck for that show, so whatever. And then the last mission was Morrison by Michaels by that awesome looking super kick.
You don't know how much Michaels loves cocaine.
I don't know that.
At this time, he's found God, so he definitely doesn't.
The one funny part though is after the match, Khali is in the ring with Ray and Shawn. And Khali's trying to hold up both of their hands, and Ray, he looks like he's going to pull Ray's arm out of his socket.
I'm pretty sure Ray felt like he got a dislocated shoulder because he grabbed his shoulder, and Khali just kept grabbing.
Eventually, I think I think Ray said something, but eventually they walked to the ropes so Mysterio could climb up on the ropes.
I want to be as tall as you.
Shawn did too.
Yeah. I'm surprised Mysterio's feet weren't kicking in the air.
That would have been hilarious, actually. That would have saved the show.
That match was okay. It was I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 7.
I was alright.
I gave it a 5.5, but a 5.
Well, I gave it a 7 just because I didn't mind what they were doing, and there was storylines in between it because Rey Mysterio had a feud with Kane at the time. Morrison and Miz were obviously feuding at Crime Time. Shawn Michaels and JBL becomes a feud. The only two that are fucking what the hell are Khali and MVP.
Great feud. Best feud.
Yeah, to me it goes down because Khali wasn't. I've never been a fan of Khali. He's a slow plotting.
I'm not a huge fan of Khali either.
But why? At the very least, get him somewhere in the match again. I mean, it's just like, why are you standing there? You're wasting my time. I'm watching you. And
come on, man, you're missing the money match.
And
Khali and Kozlov, man, you're missing it.
Well, and I did like the fact that Morrison was trying to emulate Michaels.
I did like that too. And there was this cool, and Ms. Morrison had those cool double teams. That was really cool. Yeah, it was just a blah match for me. Just a 5. Nothing better. Nothing.
It wasn't terrible. It didn't hurt anything. That's
better than this next match.
So then after that we have a promo.
Yeah. Triple H is being interviewed by the lovely Eve.
So I did the counts. There was 4.
Yeah.
And
he lied every single thing he said.
And like a 2.5 minute promo, there was only 4 times.
So
he said,
then he went like this.
Triple H is in the back, and Eve is talking to him. He talks about the Jeff Hardy situation, and he says that Hardy will recover and get his position back. He said Jeff Hardy will fight his way back into contention, and so then he tries to put over Kozlov as being undefeated.
You're not going to put over Kozlov for anything.
But he's secretly just going to give him the worst match of his life.
And then, it says Triple H says Kozlov will achieve a lot of firsts in his life tonight. Achieve a lot of firsts tonight, including his first loss. And then this interview's over. And then we go to the Divas.
So then we've got a SmackDown versus Raw Divas match. I gotta say, all these women looked good, but not in the ring.
Hi, Mickey. Hi, Mickey.
We have
Kelly,
we have Michelle
Maurice.
McCool and Maurice and Natalia and Victoria and Maria versus Beth Phoenix and Mickie James and Jillian Hall and Candice Michelle and Kelly Kelly.
Candice. How you doing?
So McCool does a head scissors to Beth. McCool and Maurice both started fighting each other, even though they're on the same team.
Like instantly, that's the fastest I've ever seen somebody start a fight with their own team.
Beth does the
They've all counted themselves out.
Beth does the double choke bomb to Maria.
Double choke bomb? That sounds kinky.
Maria does a head scissors to Beth. Kelly does a Hurricane Rana to Victoria. Kelly does a Hurricane Rana to Maurice. Maurice does a
You get a hurricane on.
Maurice does a backcracker, but it's more to the ass of Kelly Kelly.
I'll take it.
Mickie James does the Bez press to Maurice. Michelle McCool does the Russian leg sweep to Mickie James. Mickie James does the DDT to Michelle McCool. Natalia does a sharpshooter to Candice Michelle. Candice Michelle does a terrible looking spear to Natalia. Jillian Hall does a terrible looking Samoa drop to Melina. Or to Maria, I mean.
Tell us how you really feel about it.
Jillian Hall does a springboard elbow to Hall or to Candice in the corner.
Oh yeah, the China move, yeah.
Candice Michelle does the Northern Light suplex to Maria. Maurice does a figure four to Candice Michelle, which, by the way, no pressure. Maurice decides to slap, and then this is
a tap.
Then
it's hard to see.
Maurice decides to slap, and then does the realest looking kick in this match to Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the realest looking kick, it's just the best placed move in the match. It actually looked like they did a move.
Beth Phoenix does the glam slam to Maurice. So, Albert, how do the eliminations go, and how do your notes go?
Oof,
I have actually, I have like about 2 or 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get to the notes in a second. Victoria by Kelly Kelly really quickly. I might add. Next out was Kelly Kelly by Maurice. This was the weird one because like Kelly Kelly seriously got groped by Maurice when Maurice was pinning her.
Sexy pin.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, Kelly Kelly
borderline assault.
By the way, this always bothers me when now I get it, that's the way the finish is supposed to go, or sorry, the spot is supposed to go for Kelly Kelly, but gotta find a way to get that away from the ropes. But she was right there, or you can just grab the ropes. Come on.
Well, Kelly was 20 at the time and didn't know any better.
It doesn't. You're right.
What's your name?
Kelly.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Are you a jackal? It doesn't. All right. So the third person out was Michelle McCool.
Don Callis?
Michelle McCool was out third by Mickie James. That was the DDT. Looked really good.
Yep.
Hi, Mickey. Unfortunately, Mickey goes out next by Maurice. So now this is where it just got really, really dumb. I don't understand why people do blind tags on your partner. The partner gets mad. I don't understand that. Even if you are enemies,
I want to be in the ring and possibly get eliminated.
So like that happened within like 30 seconds of the match. You were talking about how they break down so quickly.
I just never got that particular spot because it's like, okay, you guys are against the other team and you guys are doing well, and then I'm gonna go attack my partner now.
It happens.
Well, no, the person on the outside tags in blind, and the other person who gets tagged out is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
It happens with dysfunctional tag teams, but like Survivor Series teams is different.
I hate it in any kind of format. It's just dumb. Okay, anyway.
I agree.
Next out was Natalia by Michelle. I believe that was a spear, and I believe that was the only move that Natalia took.
Candice did the spear, but yeah.
Correct.
That is, I think, the only move she took because she did the sharpshooter, and that's
about it. That was about it. By the way, this is Natalia that looks so different. We were talking about it. She has reddish hair, and she looks so young, and I think she has the same kind of body look.
Yeah, about the same.
I read Natalia and I almost thought it was a different person that had the same name, like the fucking Carmella one that we watched.
Because I'm used to her having her little Me Too pussy hat, and she walks out like this with
pussy
her arms.
Hat? You mean
Me
her
too.
cat ears?
Yeah, well you ever heard of those pussy hats when they walked out the Me Too movement? The hats with the cat ears on them? God, pay attention to current events.
When you say pussy hats, I'm thinking of a big vagina walking around.
But that was a nickname for them. So I mean, keep up with current events, sir.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Did you know what the pussy hats?
No, old man's got the pussy hats.
Go look up Me Too movement. You've heard of that, right?
Does Donald Trump
I don't
grab
know.
the pussy hats?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Grab him right by the ballot.
What ballots?
They're all burned up in the back.
They're all illegal.
He's
After
gonna
that,
find him in the dumpster.
Jillian was out 6th by Maria. I forget what the pinfall was though.
Another roll up.
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway, so Maria gets pinned next by Michelle. Michelle by submission. The figure 4 was not sold by the announce team to save their lives. I don't know what they were doing. And then eventually Phoenix pins Maurice to win the whole thing. She's a sole survivor.
With the glam slam.
With the glam slam.
And
Slam a
then-
hammer. Slam
Edge
a
gives
hammer.
her a glam slam.
Glam slam ham.
And
Or does she
then
glam slam
Santino
him?
Santino's out there and he starts biting her bicep and like
Yeah,
bicep.
He did that during the entrance when they're celebrating the first. He does it during the entrance, and then when they first start celebrating, he actually goes down to like her fucking hip.
I love how
Like, he
the
does it
commentary
down
team
there.
actually goes, What's his obsession with her bicep?
Well,
It's muscular.
However,
he
he
likes
did-
dudes.
Santino did get a kiss on the cheek before the match went to the next segment. Or the show went to the next segment. So
Yeah, thank God they added the 5 seconds to the show for that.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, what a highlight there. Seeing
All right.
one of my least favorite people ever in a fucking match.
Next we have
Well-
Matt Hardy.
Well, shouldn't we rant on how we need to rate that match?
Oh
Yeah,
right.
He
I don't.
fucking-
I,
he doesn't even want to rate the match. He's like, fuck that. We're moving
I
on.
almost didn't want to. This match was too damn fucking rushed. I mean, like, why even have it if you're just gonna have 10 minutes of nonsense?
I'll tell you my rating. 5.
5. I'm gonna go less than that. I'm gonna go 3.
4.
It was.
I'm going 5 just because that's my base, and this wasn't lower than my base,
It's lower
but
than
it
my
wasn't
base.
good.
It's lower
Yeah.
than my base.
It was just like they were just out there.
They were just there.
My
And-
expectation for
but-
women wrestling has gone up immensely
What-
since
what-
the
what
show.
is
That was
rest-
one of the things I wanted to bring up too.
Women's wrestling is way better in fucking 2020.
Yeah. It was,
2020 since like 2015 or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since Sasha Banks and all them started
Actually,
coming
since like
up.
Paige
Yeah.
and Emma had the NXT Women's Championship.
2014.
Yeah, it all started in NXT.
God, 7 years after this.
It took him a long time. I don't because like Vince McMahon, all he wanted was 10s.
The stupid
whether
thing
you,
is,
whether you could work in the ring or not is irrelevant. He just
Well,
wanted
he
10s.
wasn't getting 10 stars, I'll tell you
The
that.
stupid thing is, some of the women in this match put on good matches later on.
Yeah, fucking Candice Michelle had a couple decent matches. I
Not the
remember.
people I was talking about. but
Michelle McCool had great matches.
Victoria's a good wrestler.
Maurice was a good-looking wrestler.
Fucking Miz.
Natalia
In more
puts
ways
on
than
some
one.
good matches.
Yeah.
Victoria put on good matches. I've seen good matches with Beth and Mickey. Okay, I'll just say this. The only ones I haven't seen a really good match with are Maurice, Kelly, Maria, and Jillian Hall.
What, you didn't like John Cena and Nikki Bella?
10 stars. Done. Breaks the counter.
It's broke forever.
Maybe it's 10.25.
There you go. Your quarters are out. You got your quarters out.
10.25. 10.25.
All right, after this match, we had a Matt Hardy segment with Eve.
And here comes Jeff Hardy, point number
And,
2.
Yep, here comes Jeff Hardy with his second segment without being there. So Matt Hardy just says that he
flip.
visited he visited Jeff Hardy in the hospital, and he was there all night. He referenced some blunt object was the weapon
somebody
of choice.
attacked him, yeah.
Blunt object, of course.
Of
So
course,
my,
blunt
my,
object.
my funny thing about this is earlier, I'm pretty sure somebody said, I don't know if you said the number because they said it like 3 a.m. or something, like they brought him to the hospital. Or whatever.
Yeah, I forget where that came from.
So they say that, if they did say that, I don't remember, but if they did say it in the show, having Matt Hardy say I spent the entire night with him in the hospital, technicalities, he was never in the hospital at night. If he went there at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Ha! We got you on technicalities, bitch.
All right, then we have
I love technicalities.
then we have Undertaker show hype package for their
Casket
Hype.
match.
casket match.
Hype package?
well that's all the hype there was. So
Casket match. Undertaker versus Big Show.
Yay.
Big Show will throw his Taker into the barricade.
Yay.
Then Big Show starts punching Taker in the kidney area / the ribs.
Yay.
Taker then takes a TV monitor and attempts to hit Show with it a couple times. Show doesn't really sell it that well, though. Taker does a leg drop off of one of the announcers' tables through one of the announcers' tables onto Big Show, that was actually pretty cool. Big Show does a superplex without actually having to leave the ground, so he doesn't go on Brett's rope or anything, which that was kind of interesting. Big Show does a sidewalk slam to Taker. Taker does a jumping clothesline and a corner clothesline to Big Show. Taker does a choke slam to Big Show off of Brett's rope. Big Show does a choke slam to Taker. Big Show decides, fuck this, I'm going to walk away, and knocks the casket over. And he just starts walking up the entrance ramp, and then there's just a wall of fire.
Yeah, because,
And then
Taker... Well, then Taker comes back, and they start punching.
The fucking Druid chants. I was like, oh,
well, they start punching each other. Then you hear the Druid chants as Big Show starts walking away again. So then they have another casket. Big Show then throws Taker into the casket door.
Instead of into the casket.
Then Taker decides to just throw Big Show into the casket, and it just falls over.
Lid shuts.
Yep, Taker wins.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think the best part of this match is one of the bouncers, Brian Malonis, is one of the Druids.
Yes, sir. Bruiser, where were you?
He didn't do a moonsault, though.
Nobody will do a moonsault.
He would have outshined the entire match if he did.
I would have shut the card off like nothing beating that. I know what's on this card. Nothing beating that.
I'd like to start with all the brawling, and then all the way to the leg drop to the table. But after that, it just slowed up, and the story was. The story was okay. I'm not blaming the story for anything. The story is okay because Big Show is afraid of caskets or just has some kind of phobia about them. I don't know what it is.
Well, plus this is when Big Show was starting to become a serious heel because if I remember correctly, the pay-per-view before this was Unforgiven. They had the championship scramble matches, and he was like attempting to go, Vicky, throw me in this fucking match. And Taker's like, oh, no.
No, not my match.
Yes, Undertaker. No.
And that's exactly what he did.
No.
The Kenbei Taker.
And then Big Show's like, I'm going to knock your ass out. So then at one of the pay-per-views, Big Show beat Taker by knockout.
Yay, cool.
So was that getting over the WMD?
Yep.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought he just brought that out as a random move, maybe versus a jobber or something.
Well, he originally started doing it because of the match with Floyd Mayweather.
Correct.
And then this is where they started getting it over as a super serious finisher.
Well, what better way to do it on Taker and have Taker sell it? It's not bad.
Exactly.
The idea of the second casket was annoying.
It pisses me off because...
Wait. I thought it was really cool that Show did the best thing he could do. He's not going to beat Taker in a casket match. So what does he do? You destroy the casket.
He didn't necessarily destroy it, though. He just knocked it over. They could have easily just put it back up.
True. But still, the implication was that you can't use it now. So then there's a cop-out. There's a second casket just ready to go.
There's your plan right there. Wrestling scripted, folks.
Well, my question is...
I'm kidding.
My question is, though, is...
It is.
Did they... Okay, was that the planned finish for Big Show to just to be thrown in there and just, like, him to fall over in the lid to accidentally shut?
I would
there was something else planned.
I think that was the finish.
I would hope so, but Taker did look like, oh shit, I guess the match is over.
I think they had a little something else planned.
I don't see what it could be. It was like, well, what did you expect from when Show hits that casket? It's going to fall over. He's 500 pounds.
Well, no, but I mean, maybe that, like, he expected something else to happen. Like, maybe Taker was supposed to close it, or Druids were supposed to be in something.
I don't know.
Taker did look a little weird.
However, I will say this, though. Jim Ross did mention that you have to put your hands on the casket and close it. Did Taker do that?
No.
He did not. Show won that. Oh, Show didn't lose that match.
Eddie Kingston style logic over here. I was never eliminated from the Battle Royal.
Oh, you brought up a sign you saw, and I couldn't remember. Was it Jeff?
This is the Jeff Please Stay Clean sign.
Yes, I wrote that down. I didn't remember what it said. I put a question mark next to it. This match was fucking slow, but I didn't mind the story. The ending was whatever. I gave it a 5 though because these two guys are great.
I gave it a 6, just because it started off well.
Yeah.
And there were a couple decent moves, like the superplex where Big Show didn't have to fucking get on Brett's rope, or the choke slam off the second rope was kind of cool. But other than that, there wasn't much. And the leg drop was cool too.
Yes.
But other than that, there wasn't much.
I think they both just had their 4 or 5 moves they do, and Taker and Show figured out something with the cool spots, like with the casket or the leg drop, and they just did their paint by numbers moves, like old school was attempted, or Taker does that cool thing where the clothesline he comes at you, but he flips over you as he does it. I always like that.
Taker didn't even get to do old school.
Good. I hate old school. I'm sick of that move. I got sick of that move so much.
That's your nickname on this podcast.
Okay,
I stopped putting that in the description.
So I hate myself is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the show I sure do.
Self-deprecating, man. That's
the
my
thing
thing.
Hey, I'm confident. I can hate myself if I want to.
But like I would have rated it
Goals.
I would have rated it higher because like just the way that Undertaker looked at the end, he's like, "That's over."
I'm giving it a 5.5.
Yeah, you can't do quarters. That's his gimmick.
I was gonna do 5.25.
You can't do quarters. That's his gimmick.
I don't like the Big Show, and this is one of my least entertaining times watching the Undertaker. So.
And I will say this: I get why you don't like Big Show because he's been booked to flip flop between heel and face so much. And
that sounds like fucking his.
No, Abyss is worse.
You brought it up.
Yeah, but I had to do it because you did that. I had to get him to do it.
We were talking about in the car on the way here that he was going to try to get the Abyss to come out, so or bring up Abyss somehow.
You got it. So
and you brought it up.
I did it without even knowing you guys were doing that.
Hey, I technically I fantasy booked in my head an Abyss Kane feud where Kane is in a town hall meeting and Abyss just attacks him in the town meeting.
I meant to bring up if anybody has seen how Glenn Jacobs is doing recently during the tag match, but I didn't.
So the only hype about this show was the hype package, as far as I'm concerned.
About the show or the match?
The hype package for the match.
So, yeah, that's about it.
So
then after. Is that when we get our Cologne segment?
Yeah.
So Carlito and Primo are hitting up the Bella twins.
And why wouldn't they?
They're like, hey, ladies, let's go on a date type of thing.
Yeah, back when they were literally twins and Nikki wasn't fake yet because they didn't make a lot of money yet.
Then the gobbledygooker comes out of nowhere, and Carlito and Primo are like, hey, what's up, Charlie Haas? Because he had a gimmick where he was infringing on different wrestlers. Hogan, JBL, whatever. He's copying everybody. Cena. So he's like, yeah, what's up, Charlie Haas? And then Charlie Haas is like next to them, and he goes, oh, nothing much, guys. Then the gobbledygooker, the boogeyman music starts playing.
Well, first they go, well, I think Carlito goes, well, Charlie Haas, if you're standing there, who's in the gobbledygooker costume? And then the
boogeyman's music starts playing.
He's coming to get
Takes the head off. I'm the boogeyman. I'm coming to get you with the worms and like
yellow teeth and face paint.
That's it.
The only thing
there's pointless segment.
The only thing I didn't understand about this, and it also goes back because I saw the clip from WrestleMania 23 earlier with Donald Trump and the boogeyman. He does that. I'm the boogeyman. I'm coming to get you thing. It's just like, dude, you're there. You have them. You're already there. You don't have to announce that you're coming to get them. You literally got them.
Yeah, well, the thing about this segment that made sense in the whole show was that it was gobbledygooker.
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing.
Because other than that, it was fucking pointless.
How much money does the gobbledygooker guy get paid? Because I'll put that suit on.
But then you had the Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Shelton Benjamin, William Regal, and Mark Henry segment.
Yeah. So the more dissension. Okay, so Orton says they're not going to lose tonight. I'm your captain. I'm going to lead you to victory. Really cool line though. He looks over. He says we have our strengths, and he hits Mark Henry on his pec. And then he looks at, and then as he says, and then he says we also have our weaknesses. And he looks right at Cody Rhodes. I thought that was a good dig.
Well, cool. First things first is he goes, I don't even want to be on this team.
But I am.
I want to be going against Jericho for the title.
Yes, he did. I forgot about that.
Well, he basically says he deserves to be going against Jericho for the title.
Yeah. And the closest segment out, Rhodes and Orton argue. I don't think Rhodes said something, but I forgot what he said.
Rhodes pretty much goes, or Randy can get eliminated, and then it's addition by subtraction.
Oh yeah,
I see it as addition by subtraction.
Good one, Cody.
So then you've got Batista and R-Truth and CM Punk and Kofi Kingston and Matt Hardy versus Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and Shelton Benjamin and William Regal and Mark Henry.
Yeah, William Regal. One of these things just doesn't belong here.
First things first is Batista's team has the World Tag Team Champions, CM Punk and Kofi Kingston. And ECW Champion Matt Hardy.
Yay.
While Randy Orton's team has the United States Champion Shelton Benjamin and the Intercontinental Champion William Regal.
The more matches we could have had if we just would have taken at least like maybe 1 or 2 of these titles and put them on the line somewhere on the show.
So Punk does his corner knee and a GTS to William Regal right away.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya, bye.
Punk does a spin kick to Benjamin. Kingston does a drop kick to Benjamin. Kingston does a monkey flip to Rhodes. Matt Hardy
does a monkey.
Matt Hardy does an elbow to Cody Rhodes. Hardy
Audio
and Truth
podcast.
double team Rhodes. Batista does a suplex to Benjamin. Hardy does a clothesline bulldog combo to Orton. Hardy missed a moonsault.
Oops.
Henry does a slingshot to Hardy's neck in the ropes. Rhodes and Hardy clothesline Benjamin. I don't know why, but whatever. I don't know. God damn, I botched it.
Botch.
Oh,
You
man.
fucked up. You fucked up.
All right, Hardy and Rhodes do a double clothesline spot.
I'm just gonna start calling you the Great Khali.
Benjamin does the pay dirt to Truth.
Choppy
Kingston does the New Day boom drop.
Nice.
Like
To Benjamin.
6 years before the New Day.
Hardy is then concaving Kofi
Yeah,
Kingston's
concaving.
chest by
now-
stepping on
So
it.
now you know why it's concave, right?
Because he had a
Henry and
fucking
Big Show.
big ass Mark Henry on it.
Yeah.
Orton then is doing his methodical stomps to Kingston.
Stupid.
Orton then does his draping DDT to Kingston.
And wins.
Punk does a drop kick to Rhodes. Rhodes does a drop kick to Punk. Punk does a crossbody and a DDT to Rhodes. Punk does his knee and bulldog combo to Rhodes.
Wrong guy.
Rhodes does a DDT to Punk. Matt Hardy does a side effect to Rhodes.
He doesn't call him out.
Hardy does the Brett's rope, or does an elbow off Brett's rope to Mark Henry and a side effect to Mark Henry. Mark Henry does the world's strongest slam to Matt Hardy. Batista comes in and does a spear to Mark Henry. Batista does a spine buster and a Batista bomb to Benjamin. Batista does a big boot to Rhodes. Then there's a Batista bomb to Rhodes. But as he has Rhodes up for the Batista bomb, Orton tags himself in. Some Batista
Spine
gets hit with an
tag.
RKO. So the team of Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin and Cody Rhodes and Mark Henry and William Regal win.
First things first, Legacy is the last one standing. The
Right.
two guys that said they didn't want to work together or be together in the opening promo.
And that was the best part.
By the way, fuck Manu.
Oh
F
yeah,
that guy.
Manu's there. He didn't bring that up.
He all he did was to distract people and stand there. But yeah, that story was great.
Hey, at least Layla got to throw a shoe at Punk.
Oh, nailed him right in the head. Good shot, Layla. Goddamn, it's good.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that you didn't see it live, so they had to show the replay
I know.
to actually see what the fuck
I can't even hit
happened.
my coworkers from 3 feet away with a piece of tomato.
I'm wondering.
I should
I'm wondering
get
if Punk knew it was coming because he looked like he was just like, "What the fuck was that?"
some- Where's the bitch in the crowd I have to go hit?
Yeah, but that story was really cool with the end, how Orton and Rhodes was survivors. I will say this though, it started off fast, no eliminations, and then everybody out of the pool.
Well, actually, minus the fucking Regal elimination.
Yeah. Any reason why he would have got eliminated so fast? Was he hurt?
There's always somebody getting eliminated
So,
in these matches.
if I remember correctly, this would have been the time that Regal got popped for the drug test.
Did he drop the Intercontinental title the next night?
He dropped it in January, I believe, to Punk.
Oh, so he had issues. So was it a punishment?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, they really love to do that. It's like, oh, we're gonna spross the fuck out of you.
Sometimes WWE's is petty, but I guess I understand why.
Or
They got people got to get made examples
Well,
of.
the thing is, though, is at this time, Regal would have been on his second strike.
True.
Or they'll put you in the world's most boringest match with Triple H. We'll get to that.
The best part of this match was besides the story was how we kept bringing up the three of us. We kept bringing up. Well, how do you think? Do you think CM Punk's thinking he might walk out of the company in a few years?
It's talking about what they're gonna do in the future.
Yeah. Do you think Cody Rhodes is thinking, one day I'm just gonna go and own my
Start
own
my own company, create a
Yeah.
belt for myself.
Yeah, I thought that was really fun. But this match was better than the women's match, obviously.
Yeah.
Not much isn't. But is it better than the other one? The
I
first
think it
one?
is.
I do.
I definitely think it is.
I do too. I gave it a 6.5, but like it was.
Well, how'd the eliminations go?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
6.5. Remember that. So
Okay, so Regal was out early by Punk. That was the GTS. R-Truth was pinned by Shelton Benjamin. I think he hit him
Pay dirt.
with the pay dirt. Gotcha. Kofi was eliminated by Randy Orton. I forget by what.
His draping DDT.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The story of this match, the story of Survivor Series elimination matches as a whole, but I noticed throughout these matches, this is the match where people win with the signatures. This is the time where Randy Orton will pin somebody on a draping DDT.
Yeah. Where then, when Michael Cole goes, I've never seen anyone kick out of the draping DDT, you can go, well, oh, I guess we've seen someone lose to it finally.
Finally, I've seen somebody get pinned by it. He does it millions of times. Nobody's ever kicked out. I'm like, I've never seen him try to pin somebody after that move.
Well, now we have.
Out fourth is CM Punk by Cody Rhodes. Out fifth was Matt Hardy by Mark Henry.
World's strongest lion.
By Matt Hardy.
And Matt Hardy broke the old fashioned rule of if you're smaller than the guy you're doing a body press to, don't do it.
He fucking jumped at him after he hit that side effect.
Yeah, and so you just don't jump at a guy bigger than you.
I still don't understand. I get it looked cool and shit, but Matt Hardy actually hitting a side effect on Mark Henry would require a lot of help on Mark Henry's side.
It looked all right, actually.
I mean, it looked fine, but I'm saying, like, actually looking at the logistics of the move itself, it requires a lot of help for Matt Hardy to do a move like that to a guy that's...
What's that move called when somebody runs towards you and you go and you hook their ankle with your 2 feet and they fall over? What's that called?
Are you talking like when they...
Drop toe hold.
Yeah, drop toe hold.
Matt Hardy did that to Mark Henry in the match. Like, no way. Come on. Henry went out next.
New move.
Henry went out next by Batista.
By the spear.
Benjamin went out by Batista.
Batista bomb.
And then big dog. And then Batista by Orton to win the match for Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Following that up with when we were talking about the draping DDT. Okay, draping DDT eliminates Kofi. Cody eliminated CM Punk on like a basic ass DDT.
Yeah.
Which didn't really make any sense. Wrestling. It's not Jake Roberts over here, or even Dean Ambrose now. John Moxley.
I'm just wondering if Kofi Kingston knows he's going to win the WWE title in a number of years after this.
After Mustafa Ali gets hurt and creates retribution, you know?
Yeah.
He's going places.
Everything just ties in together so well.
All right, so you said 6.5.
12-year storytelling.
6.5, yeah.
Long-term booking.
There you go.
6.5 for you. You?
6.5. I'll give 6.5.
Fuck, I went above you guys. I went 8 because I enjoyed the storylines in between it.
I don't have a match on this card that's an 8.
Yeah, I just haven't been in any Survivor Series matches. I think they just have something to just downgrade it. Like the women's match was too short.
Yeah.
The first match it was just like I really wasn't. It was there. This one was a little bit. I just enjoyed the stories in this match a little bit better than the first one, especially with the Orton and the Rhodes thing going on, but everything else just like was it was.
See, I like this one because there's a lot of stories intertwined in it. Because it's like Randy Orton's feuding with Batista at this point in time.
Yeah.
So Shelton Benjamin's in there because he's feuding with R-Truth. William Regal's in there because he's feuding with CM Punk. Mark Henry's in there because he's feuding with Matt Hardy. Cody Rhodes, he's technically in there because at this time he's with Ted DiBiase and they're feuding with Punk and Kingston for the tag titles as well.
Okay.
And then on top of that, you also get the start of Legacy, but fuck Manu.
Well, because they brought up the fact, because the first thing I said when they came out was where DiBiase was, and then they brought up while they were coming out that Orton Punk kicked his ass like a few weeks before that.
Not to mention, and this is probably not fair, but like these Survivor Series matches don't mean anything anymore to me.
I don't like Survivor Series matches. I said it on the last one.
Unless there's something on the line. Like one time me and Chris were talking about, now this is just an example here.
When it's the brand warfare ones.
Well, yeah, because those are just so effing stupid.
Put a title on the line at the end.
Title on the line, maybe you get number 30 in the Rumble, something. It doesn't matter.
I thought, well, I know the invasion angle is bad, but I like the invasion angle match. That Survivor Series.
That meant something though.
It was a big fight feel.
Yeah.
They had like everybody was in a position for a reason. They didn't just earn a spot like, oh, it's SmackDown versus Raw.
See,
we had the draft 3 weeks ago. Like, that kind of shit. I think.
See, I like Survivor Series matches if they have stories intertwined in them. Like the women's one had no fucking story minus the fact that teammates can't get along.
Don't tag me in.
Don't tag in. Stupid.
That's in almost every single Survivor Series elimination. There's always somebody who doesn't get along with somebody on their team.
Well, that's when they have the brand warfare ones. Like
2016, Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles spent half the time kicking the shit out of themselves.
Because that was brand warfare. Like the two on this one that are men's ones, there was nothing like that. But that's because they're both heel team versus face team.
Yeah, but that's all it is. It's just people doing shit to do shit.
But but each person in there, for the most part, has one person that they're in a storyline feud with, and that's what I like about them.
But not a lot of it happened in the match.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of interaction actually between the two competitors that were in a feud.
Well, I know that part. I'm just saying, like, as far as advancing any of it outside of the legacy build, that's all I really took out of this.
Me too. and I enjoyed that story.
Well,
and then they won.
Well,
I love Legacy.
If you look at the next show, let me see. For Batista and Orton do go against each other in Armageddon. William Regal is stripped of the Intercontinental title because of the drug thing.
He looked it up.
Kofi isn't on the show. Punk goes against Ray for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental title. Matt Hardy takes on Kozlov.
Yeah, hey, Kozlov went.
What did Matt do?
Did Kozlov
Who did he piss
win?
off?
He pissed off Vince apparently.
Was it for the ECW title?
But no, actually no. But Hardy is champion. But
Didn't even give him the
the
ECW
only
title
reason
match.
why it makes sense is the
Sorry.
The
Goes
pay-
from a WWE title match to an
Oh,
ECW
it's so
title
gross.
match.
2 pay-per-views ago was No Mercy.
But sorry, before this.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 pay-per-views before this was No Mercy. Batista goes against Jericho, and Randy Orton tries to fuck over Batista by being a special referee.
I don't understand why the special ref always fails to do the thing they're supposed to be doing.
Well, it was a situation where, actually that was Cyber Sunday, but anyways, he tries to fuck over Batista because Stone Cold got voted in as the ref, and your other 2 options were Shawn Michaels and Orton. Who the fuck would vote over Austin? Come on.
And who would vote for Orton over Michaels? I mean, I would.
Or Orton tried to fuck over Batista. Obviously, that starts that feud. Truth goes against Benjamin on the pre-show for the U.S. title. William Regal doesn't make it on the card because Crime Time versus Morrison and Miz gets voted in versus the match with Punk. But Punk's on the cover of it, which makes no sense. Hardy goes against Mark Henry a couple times before this, including at SummerSlam. Because Matt Hardy wins the ECW title from Mark Henry.
I knew that.
So there's history built into this particular match that makes more sense to me.
I think that's why I liked it more than the first Survivor Series match.
But if you get this, it's the same with the first one too. If we had watched the shows leading up to it, maybe you'd be a little more into it. But because we're watching them not in a particular order, I'm just kind of like, throw that one in whenever. Yeah. You might not get it as much.
That's that's points you brought up with the other Survivor Series matches we watched, and with I think 2016, right?
Yep,
that was the other one.
And that's what you said last time too. And I raised my ratings for them too because like by half points. I'm gonna do the same thing again. 5.5 for the first one. The women's match is staying the where it is. And
the women's match, I can't even raise it for you. I can't raise it myself.
And I'll make this one a 7 because you're right though. There are stories in it, and you always bring that up. Even though I'm not sold on half the stories like you are, except for the legacy one. But you're right though. There are still reasons for these guys to be there. They're not just thrown together. And not to mention, it's also I hate when it's a mix of heels and faces on both teams. I don't like that either.
And that's only on the women's one on this one. And like I said, I can't even help you with that one. I can't help boost my own rating on that one. It was just bad.
I'm not changing my rating because even for all that, I didn't give a shit about any of those stories.
When you're pinning each other on fucking Northern Light suplexes and roll-ups pretty much the whole time, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my rating. I only cared about the legacy story, even if everything you just...
So then...
I know you do.
So then we've got WWE title match.
Wait.
Oh no, Vladimir Kozlov has a promo, that's right.
Oh yeah, the best.
I don't know what you call it. I would not call it a promo.
I'd call it the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So Eve is again showing off her marvelous self by
She's
talking
looking good.
to Kozlov. So I forget what the question was, but it doesn't really matter. Because
she says something to the extent of, "Hey Kozlov, without Jeff Hardy in this match, how do you feel?"
Does that improve your chances of winning the match?
He says some things in Russian. And then he, I don't know if he's like literally translating it, but he pretty much just says afterwards. He says like a few sentences in Russian, and then he says he's going to win the world title. And then
win world title.
Yeah,
now.
right.
Okay, if you didn't notice that he's going to be the future 17-time world heavyweight champion, then you're blind, man. You're blind.
Yeah.
Kozlov greatest wrestler of all time.
My stripes are gone. How's I supposed to know?
So WWE title match.
Before we get into this
He
match,
still hasn't won yet. He hasn't won one yet. He hasn't started yet.
I gotta ask, and I think I know the answer, but I just want to ask. It might be a cool discussion about like degrees of heel and face for Triple H. Which one's better, heel or face?
Oh, heel.
Heel.
For sure.
Triple H is
Yeah.
the same thing for me as Randy Orton is. He's so much better as a heel.
Yeah.
He has more fun with the heel gimmick. Like, don't get me wrong, he's got times where face works, like when he's at DX, but he can't be as malicious and he can't be the cerebral assassin like when he's a heel.
Yeah, okay.
He's not going to take a sledgehammer out and start attacking somebody with it.
Right.
Except for that one story with Orton when he
Yeah.
fucking tried to punt out the McMahons.
But
or he jumped Orton at his house.
that whole
that,
feud.
that was in the McMahon one where he punted Vince.
That whole feud. They both should have been heel, just fucking each other up the entire time.
To me, the best part was when Orton
Kissed Stephanie with the DDT?
Yeah, with DDT, and then
Kissed her while he was handcuffed to the fucking.
and Triple H is like, "You motherfucker!" He's on he's handcuffed to the ropes.
Yep.
Yeah, then it goes to the match, and
So we got
The what?
WWE title match. Actually, just for shits and giggles, I'll run you through.
There's no such thing as shits and giggles in this match.
I'll run you through Triple H's title run. At this point in time,
Oh.
Triple H beats Randy Orton at Backlash,
which was back in probably April, May.
something like that.
Yeah.
April.
And that was a fatal four-way that also included John Cena and JBL. Then the next pay-per-view, Judgment Day, he goes against him in a cage match. Then he has a last man standing match where Orton... What did he break at that point? His collarbone?
Who? Triple H?
Orton did.
Oh, Orton.
Yep.
Then Triple
Came back
H
with
goes...
arm sleeves.
Then Triple H goes against Edge at the Great American Bash. Then he's got the Great Khali at SummerSlam.
Oh.
The stupidest booking ever. Please don't put that show on this card.
Oh.
He's got...
Like you said, Big Four nonsense.
He's got John Cena at Night of Champions. Night of Champions.
Well, he went up.
Which is fine. Then at... was it Unforgiven? He's got a scramble match where he's against the Brian Kendrick,
What?
He was champion for like a bit during that match.
Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and Jeff Hardy. Then at No Mercy, he's got Jeff Hardy. And at Cyber Sunday, you get the option to pick. Do you want it to be Jeff Hardy?
Jeff Hardy.
Do you want it to be Vladimir Kozlov?
Yes.
Or do you want it to be Vladimir Kozlov and Jeff Hardy?
Oh, God.
And then you have this one, which was supposed to be Vladimir Kozlov and Jeff Hardy. But then there's no Jeff Hardy, so it's just Triple H Kozlov.
Yeah.
So, first things first is,
I'll be over here.
why the fuck are you guys doing rest holds within the first 2 minutes?
The whole match is a rest hold.
I know. Put me to sleep.
Triple H does a headlock takedown to Kozlov. Triple H does a hammerlock takeover to Kozlov.
So exciting. Riveting.
Triple H does an arm wringer to Kozlov.
I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
Triple H does a high knee and a corner clothesline and a Harley Race knee
I
lift
feel
to
bad for Chris
Kozlov.
right now.
Triple H does a DDT to Kozlov.
Does
Oh,
he?
yay.
Does he?
Triple H does a spine buster to Kozlov.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Kozlov does a running headbutt to Triple H,
Oh my
which then
God.
he falls backwards to Triple H.
It makes no sense.
Oh, I know.
Triple H does his over-the-rope Ric Flair clothesline bump.
That was probably the most impactful thing that happened in the entire match, and he did it to himself.
Well, aside from the spine buster at this point,
Both guys, the most impactful move have been to themselves.
Kozlov does a fall-away slam to Triple H.
No heat.
Kozlov then headbutts and does a bunch of times and does a running power slam to Triple H.
No heat.
It was hardly. It was like a fast step forward power slam.
Kozlov does a backbreaker to Triple H.
No heat.
Kozlov power slam to Triple H.
Still no heat.
Kozlov does a belly-to-belly suplex to Triple H.
No heat.
Triple H does the pedigree to Kozlov and dies.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's probably.
And I died. God damn it! I was getting mad
Wait.
because this match should be over by now.
Then Vicky Guerrero
Yeah.
comes
So-
out.
No, wait. Go ahead.
I'm actually glad he did say Vicky Guerrero came out. He said and dies. So from the time he hits the pedigree and dies, they're both just dead. And Vicky's up there and talks for like a minute and a half.
He's here! He's here!
And Edge comes out and Edge hits the ring, and then Trips is getting up. He hit his own move when nothing happened to him, and he still was out of energy enough to be out for like 2 minutes.
His stamina meter was out.
I was waiting for Triple H to show, or for Edge to show up.
I was like, come on, man! Like this match is fucking boring. Can you call it in the ring, please? I was getting fucking
I think
annoyed.
they were calling in the ring. That's the worst part. He couldn't understand anything other than headlock, headbutt, headlock.
But then this match turned into a triple threat match for the W title. Triple H versus Vladimir Kozlov versus Edge.
Was it officially announced by Vicky Guerrero as a triple threat?
I promise
Vicky
you
goes,
a triple threat
it's
match.
It's a triple threat now because he's here.
Right, okay.
She said she promised a triple threat match, and
Then it's Edge. So then
Which
Edge,
was a major swerve because everybody thought it was Jeff Hardy.
So then Edge comes to the ring and spears Triple H. Then you hear a huge pop because Jeff Hardy comes out and attacks Edge.
The double swerve.
Good timing.
Then Hardy hits Kozlov and Triple H with a chair.
The Kozlov chair shot was brutal. No wonder he
Yeah.
sucked.
Edge does a spear to Hardy.
No wonder he started the dance party with.
And then Edge starts
Santino.
spearing, or Edge starts pinning Kozlov.
cobra.
1, 2, 3. Edge wins the title.
Thanks, Jeff. You fucked up Triple H's title reign.
Yeah, I don't know what to fucking say. This is. I felt bad for Triple H because he has to put over this friggin' broomstick. I don't know how he's going to do that.
I swear he probably had the most fun in his life. Is like, you know how they say squash matches get it over really fast and they bury somebody? I think this is Triple H going, I'm going to bury you so bad, I'm going to give you the most boring 20-minute match of your life, and you're never going to recover from it. And that's exactly what he did.
Well, and the worst part about it, too, is the fans start cheering USA.
Right off the bat, just because it's Kozlov.
They're cheering for Hogan. They're cheering for Hardy.
Dude, like 3 minutes in, you hear very
Boring.
audible.
Boring. They start cheering boring.
We all were like, already? They haven't done anything yet.
And they
then we want
continue to
Austin.
do
They continue to do nothing, essentially.
We want Austin. Okay, now, all right. I'm going to refrain from being critical for a second.
Be critical on this one.
Just for a second.
Okay, so
I will never take away any effort that's put in the WWE ring because I can't do it.
Or just
I'll
say
agree with that
wrestling
part.
ring.
Okay, I can't do it. I don't know how this got Kozlov over at all, if it ever did to any degree, because you know he went from here, right? It was pretty much being like a two-man dance crew with Santino Marella. So what does that tell you?
And then up, hop, skip, and a jump, and back to Russia you go.
And so
he goes against Matt Hardy at the next pay-per-view.
The ECW champion about the ECW title on the line. Yeah, that's pretty low.
We've seen heels come up like this before. The most recent one in this vein was Rusev, and I don't understand why this doesn't work.
Okay, there's a difference.
Rusev did work, but this didn't keep pushing.
I meant with Kozlov.
Rusev, first off, was over, and second off, Rusev could work.
Rusev day.
I'm like,
his finisher sucks. The accolade is a stupid move.
well, it's just a Campbell clutch. That's all it is.
Yeah, but the thing is Rusev has moves. Kozlov has nothing.
Yeah.
Headbutt.
So my question is like, what is it about Kozlov that couldn't be refined enough to make him look good in a match with Triple H?
They brought him in because Vince likes big guys from foreign country, and he couldn't do anything, so they didn't train him enough. They brought him in too soon.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I don't know. It's just one of those things where
You brought it up like a Walter.
The sad part is they didn't bring him up too soon because I was reading results on pay-per-views just to see what the fuck, where this guy came from. He was in a dark match at Armageddon 2006.
Yes, just because you were around for a couple of years doesn't mean you weren't brought up to.
I want to say he was against Eugene, though. As
On
a
his way
dude
out?
named Otis. Something.
Otis.
But he probably still sucked then.
All right.
Okay. So now I'm gonna go back to burying this match.
Yeah, bury this fucking
Now
match.
pop the can open and let's
fucking bury it.
Because the best part of the match was the end. You know, when Edge came out.
And I consider that a completely different match.
Okay. So
I gave it one rating, and that's for
there was-
everything total.
So Kozlov has zero heat. Because especially now that he's like has a bit more of a presentation, he has some music and all that. When he first came out, it was just him with a spotlight on him walking to the ring. He's a no nonsense guy, which is cool. I don't mind that.
Oh yeah, did you like when R-Truth had no music?
What?
Did you like when R-Truth had no music?
I never knew he didn't have music. Or
He had one point in his career when he was a heel where all I would say is, "The truth will set you free," and then he'll just walk to the
I
ring.
remember that.
oh, that was that's right when he was the little Jimmy stuff.
But yep, that's right before he teamed up with Miz.
You little Jimmy.
Okay, so now he has music, and yet his moveset is
Boring.
It's boring.
Robot.
Okay, so like I said, rest holds. Okay, we saw rest holds. Why? Why? Come, Trips, get this guy in the ring. Make him work. Tell him to go to the second. Go put him on Brett's throat. Something. There's like he sold his own finishing move. Like what the fuck? I'm sitting here walking around this room, getting agitated. I couldn't even sit down and take notes.
You fell to the ground.
Yeah, but that was after the fucking pedigree that should have ended the match, and then Triple H dies.
His stamina meter was empty.
Because we were all dying inside. I mean, like this match was horrible. I can't even give it a 5.
I can't either.
I can't even give it a 3.
No, I can't even give it a 5 with the ending.
The ending saved it from being a 1.
Yeah.
But even the ending was kind of dumb because it's just unbelievable that like Jeff Hardy got out of the hospital just in time to make it 5 seconds to the ring after Edge did.
And 20 minutes too late to be in the match like
Right.
it's supposed to be.
Like, come on, it was.
Well, according to Wikipedia, it's only like a 14-minute match.
Why couldn't this be on Raw?
Still.
SmackDown at the time.
People wouldn't watch it, and then they lose ratings. Oh wait,
Wait a second.
they're pretty good at that.
To be 100%
nail head.
To be 100% fair, at this current day, Raw would fucking kill to have a rating of a Triple H Kozlov match than they would.
Yeah, which had featured Edge and Jeff Hardy doing run-ins.
They wouldn't even need to feature that part because back then they would have got a better rating than now.
They're still doing like 5 million people back then.
Yeah, they're not getting no 5 now.
Yeah, when I was listening to Grilling with JR and he does those talks about either like a Nitro or a Raw or like a Clash of the Champions, which is free on TV. They'll talk about the ratings of a match and something they're getting 4s back then, and that like in the 88, 89, and 90.
I sure as hell say this one ain't getting a 4.
This match is getting this match was a 2.
I gave it a 2 as well, and that's Edge.
Yeah.
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 And honestly, I had to give Triple H some credit, just a little bit, because he had to go work with a fucking broomstick. That
I can't wait till we watch the Kali one, and then we can compare.
My point to this, I was going to make a point about it, when I said that Triple H, instead of doing the squash match and beating him early, put him into the most boring match he could be in that would bury him forever, basically, which it did. I swear he had to look at it like, Vince, this isn't happening. It's not going to happen. This dude sucks. Why is he even in this spot? I'm going to go ruin his career, and then he's going to go back down where he belongs at the bottom of the card until we ship him out of here.
You know what the sad part is, though, is after this match, Undertaker had the fucking job to this bitch.
Yeah, they did that too. I forgot about that. You want to watch that one too?
That was on an episode of SmackDown.
Do you see my face?
Audio
podcast.
Audio. Can you hear his face?
My face just went numb. My face just went numb after hearing Undertaker had the job to Kozlov. After this,
because he had to put him over.
Well, it's like feed him to the Undertaker. I don't know.
I get if a Taker puts over Big Show. Big Show's a legacy.
Taker also put over Kali.
Yeah, Taker wanted to put over Nathan Jones, so.
Yeah, but Taker put over Kali in 06 though, when Kali was first debuting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't explain Nathan Jones to me.
Nathan who? Nathan Jones.
I legitimately have only one match of his that I remember, and that's the Survivor Series match.
And his moment at WrestleMania because he wasn't actually in the match because he wasn't ready or whatever. It took him out of the match.
Yeah, it's a deuce, and it's a deuce in every form you can think of.
It's a little representation of shit.
Triple H.
I just dropped.
I'm sorry, you got a 2, bro. That's because you had Kozlov.
Triple H didn't get a 2. He got.
And honestly, honestly, it's all Kozlov here.
Edge, you made it a 2.
Thank you, Edge.
Otherwise, this match to me would have been probably a fucking .25.
Triple H, you are the one.
Quarter, like an actual literal quarter.
I can't give it a 0 because I don't want to be that douche.
Triple H is the 1. 2. Edge is 2.
No, the Kozlov is 2 because Kozlov is shit.
Yeah, he's number 2.
And Edge is the hero of the day.
God damn.
All right. Hey, okay. Wash your hands of that one.
Gotta get all the shit off.
Hand sanitizer, all that good shit. And get rid of that COVID-19 nonsense we just watched.
Oh, fuck
yeah, this is... I'm not gonna make that joke.
Do it.
I know.
Make it.
I was gonna make a joke that this was worse than the COVID-19 outbreak.
Oh, I didn't go that far.
No, not yet, because people aren't dying watching Kozlov and Triple H. I mean, if you
don't
showed it
know
enough
that.
times, you might.
I lost brain cells.
If I was gonna torture a wrestling fan, I'd make them watch this match 24/7 until they told me everything I needed to know.
Yeah, you know, people always ask, what matches should I show people to get them into wrestling if they're not into it? Show them this one,
I
guys.
told you, 17-time world champion coming up.
Show them
Hasn't happened in
Kozlov.
12 years, but
Show them Kozlov and Triple H and turn it off right after the pedigree.
he'll get that first one, and when he does, it's just roping him in.
Well, you know what's sad? I would have preferred the fucking Edge run in right when they did the fucking stupid headbutt spot where he fell over too.
At least give Kozlov the moment, and then get fucked. Not get Kozlov's gonna lose. Oh, we're gonna celebrate Kozlov losing. No, here's Edge to fuck it up.
Yeah, and I guess I'm gonna stop my comments and say like there's no way anybody thought Triple H was gonna lose this match, and they put that up and this was put out there to give and with the hype package and Kozlov being who he is or isn't, and Triple H trying what he can to make us think that Kozlov was going to go over, and I don't know how that made it to TV.
I also want to clarify.
Kozlov gets in an elimination chamber match.
Yeah, he does. I'm gonna clarify. I wasn't actually joking about the COVID thing. It's super serious, and I'm just fucking around.
Kozlov gets in an
I just want to throw that in there.
Kozlov gets in an elimination chamber match, and guess what? He gets in a chamber match with 5 future Hall of Famers.
One is not like the other.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Because it's literally this is the list of that chamber match. It's
this is
Edge,
Hall of Famer,
Big Show,
Hall of Famer,
Jeff Hardy,
Hall of Famer,
Triple H,
Hall of Famer,
Undertaker,
Hall of Famer.
And then you got
win?
Kozlov.
Did he win?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Well, goddamn, I hope not.
He wasn't even the first eliminated either.
Damn.
I'll tell you what though, if Kozlov had won that match and we didn't know it, we wouldn't be here talking about wrestling. We'd hate it.
Like, if that's the first match you watch, you probably never watch wrestling again.
Yeah. All right. John Cena's Chris Jericho's hype package comes up, and then we go to the match.
World Heavyweight Title match: Chris
Freaking
Jericho versus John Cena. John Cena's coming.
John Cena.
John Cena's coming back from an injury.
Josh Matthews, baby.
He had a bulging
Justin
disc.
Roberts, but yeah.
Just Roberts, sorry.
He had a bulging disc in his neck. He was out since SummerSlam. He fought Batista at that show.
That's where he took that power bomb when he went for his leg drop spot. And it shows in this match because he was hesitant to do it at the beginning.
Yep. You can also see the scar on his neck in the front.
Yeah.
So, Chris Jericho does a headlock takeover to John Cena. Jericho does a shoulder tackle to Cena. Cena does a fisherman suplex to Jericho. Cena does a clothesline to Jericho.
Wow.
Cena does a scoop slam
Right then.
to Jericho. Cena does the throwback to Jericho.
Throwback. Whoop, whoop.
Jericho does a
We know
double
that.
arm DDT to Cena. Jericho does a boot to Cena's head that's on the turnbuckle on the outside. Jericho does a drop kick to Cena on the outside. Jericho sent Cena into the steel steps.
I like Vicious Jericho. Really good.
True.
Arrogant heel Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho just keeps hitting Cena in the neck. Jericho then has Cena's head in the ropes. Jericho then does a full Nelson to Cena. Cena does his stupid shoulder tackles to Jericho.
Why do you sound so dejected?
Because the fact that this is where the 5 moves of doom are starting.
That is the start of the 5
Okay,
minutes.
I'll get to that when we after you.
Jericho does the bulldog to Cena.
just
Cena does the spin out power bomb to Jericho.
Like a Walkman ran out of batteries.
Cena attempts the 5 knuckle shuffle, but then Jericho reverses it and he gets it in the lion tamer.
The real lion tamer,
the
not
good
the
one.
bullshit.
Jericho does a clothesline to Cena. Jericho then gets the walls of Jericho onto Cena. Cena does the FU to Jericho.
Yeah, call it by its proper name in the time.
Cena does the top rope leg drop to Jericho.
Yay.
Jericho does a code breaker to Cena. Jericho then does a clothesline to Cena. Cena then puts Jericho in the STFU. Cena does the FU to Jericho, and Cena is a one-time World Heavyweight Champion at this point.
I feel bad for Jericho. He had such a good title run. Just have Cena come in and be like, give me that.
Actually, he did not have a good title run.
He had a good title run.
He had a good 2008.
Yes.
But the pay-per-view before this, Cyber Sunday, he actually lost the title to Batista and won it back on Raw in a cage match.
Yeah, that's true. He was, yeah, okay.
Why even have that?
He still had a good
crowd happy, I guess.
He still had a good title run. The title run before that.
No, because he literally because
Michaels
that's the only thing he did though, because he won the title in the championship scramble.
Yeah, he's actually right.
He beat Michaels in the ladder match, then he lost to Batista at the next pay-per-view.
It's still a good title run. That ladder match is too good to not say it's not a good title run.
That's a good title match.
Good title run too.
But he still has he still had notches he crossed off with Batista and Orton, or he said Triple H. I'm sorry, who did he beat for the title again?
So when he won the title, he beat. Technically, that's when he won the title from CM Punk, but Punk wasn't in the match.
It was the scramble match.
It was the scramble match that had Batista,
didn't he
Kane,
take him out?
Rey Mysterio, and JBL. No, Orton and Legacy took out Punk. That's why they ended up fighting at WrestleMania 27, which is on the schedule.
Fuck you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Stop telling me that I'm going to watch John Cena and The Miz in WrestleMania main event.
Dude, we need to do it just to fucking roast it.
Yeah, this match was just okay. It was obviously better, to me it's better than a 5. I'll get to that in a second. But it never got out of gear for me. I got a feeling that Cena's injury still played a factor into why they couldn't go a little bit past third gear, maybe.
Cena always comes back early.
I can definitely see that. Maybe they were a little bit hesitant on the fact, or well, maybe Cena was hesitant. Like, because Jericho was going at him, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part, was that Jericho just went. I'm surprised Jericho got as much offense as he did, because like usually when John Cena does his 5 moves of doom, it's kind of like when Bret Hart does his 5 moves of doom, if you want to call them that, but they do go in sequence.
They do.
However, I will say this to anybody listening: if you ever wrestle John Cena and he does 2 shoulder blocks, do not throw a punch.
Turn around and run away. I don't
Turn
know.
around.
Do anything.
Kick him. Do not throw a punch. You will duck every time.
Well, I mean, it's 2020, so the amount of Cena matches we'll have with Cena in the future doesn't look very, very big.
I would love to see somebody actually take the hit. Cena take the hit once, but holy shit!
Huh?
It'd be a 10-star match or 5-star match if somebody actually went for the punch after the shoulder blocks and hit it. And fuck you, Super Cena.
Yeah.
No, the only one I could legitimately see is Reigns doing the Superman punch during that sequence.
The what?
Superman punch.
The orange punch.
The what? The big dog.
The orange punch.
The I'm gonna fucking shove my fist up your ass punch.
Oh.
The tribal chief punch.
The Thanos punch.
Yeah. You keep going all day.
Like I said, vicious Chris Jericho. To me, both these guys look good. It was just like I said, it never got out of third gear for me. And obviously, I'd rather have seen going back. I would obviously rather see Chris Jericho win than John Cena. John Cena doesn't lose anything by losing this match. It's his first match back. He can always get back in the title picture, and it keeps Jericho's run going. Like you mentioned earlier,
this is only his 4th or 5th title run at this point.
Yeah,
it's also hot shotting the belt, and I hate it.
Yeah. I still gave it a 6.5. I didn't mind it.
I gave it 7.5. It's my best match on the card.
I gave it a 7.5 as well.
Like I said, nothing hit an 8.
Yeah.
My card.
Cena winning at home made it so. It being in Boston also made it so obvious that Cena was going to win the belt.
Well, having his dad, his mom, and his family, and his friends. And
you gotta think, 98% of the time when WWE at least does the hometown thing, they normally don't have that person win.
CM Punk
at Money in the Bank, yes.
But John Cena in Boston a couple other times.
Bailey against against Alexa Bliss when she was in Sacramento. She lost. Let's see, when Cena went against Edge in Boston for the WWE title, lost.
Any Canadian in Canada.
Edge against fucking
screwed Brett.
Except for Trish at Unforgiven 06.
That was her last match though.
But then Edge at Unforgiven 06 lost. You had there's countless examples.
My thing is
people
the
losing.
The two ones we're talking about, this one and the Money in the Bank one, they highly emphasized that as a major key part of the story. They're gonna be in Chicago, CM Punk says
Well,
go home to his apartment.
Same
title.
same thing with the fucking Edge match with Edge feud with Cena when they were in Boston for SummerSlam when Cena lost.
Yep.
Because that was the feud where fucking Edge slapped Cena's dad.
It's just a few of those ones I see. It's like, well, some of them are fairly obvious. When they bring like 40 fucking people to the sideline, Cena went and celebrated with his whole family and friends and everything.
Yeah, but to be fair,
he's pushing people out of the way to get to go hug his dad.
Kid, get out of here.
To be 100% fair, though, they didn't show that on camera pre-match.
No. True. But the thing I was going to you brought up Arrogant Jericho.
Love it.
All my favorite heels are arrogant heels. I like Miz. The only time I truly liked him was when he was arrogant and he was a heel.
Well,
Arrogant Jericho.
Daniel Bryan promo.
Now Roman Reigns, for example.
Yeah, that's where I was going with. I was going with Roman Reigns. Like, I like Roman Reigns right now. Even though I'm supposed to hate him.
Don't fuck it up.
Heel. They're going to fuck it up.
I don't think they will, but we'll see.
They won't fuck it up now. If you do it long enough, they'll find a way to fuck it up.
Well, let's hope for that Rock feud.
Jeez.
There'll be nowhere to go after that.
That's fine.
That's actually a good point.
That might turn him face.
I don't want him to be face.
Yeah, but I think he needs to be healed up a bit longer than like 6 months.
The problem is, once I like somebody as a heel, it's hard for me to like them when they go face. I think he can take this a lot further than what than 6 months and like turn face after he gets like put over by The Rock.
Well, the thing is,
Brock
though,
Lesnar comes back.
You'd want him to take out all the Samoans, and the saddest part is a lot of the Samoans, unfortunately, aren't here anymore.
And the ones that are, they can't even be in this company. The ones they can't get their hold on, that they already have.
Well, or you got to think, like, the ones that are still alive are either under contract with somebody else, or they're not going to be able to wrestle, because you don't want to see Alpha and Sika fighting Roman. That'd be fucking stupid.
Everybody wants to see Roman versus Rikishi. You know it.
Is that what it is?
They'll use Rikishi so that they can bring The Rock in. Be like, I'm going to do this to get The Rock.
Like honestly, like, if Rosie and Umaga are still alive, they could be used in this fucking feud. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, I'd say have fun watching this show if you want to watch it. I'd say skip about everything but Jericho Cena.
I would say if you want to watch this show, cool. But if you want to actually enjoy it as much as I personally did,
smoke a lot of weed.
Watch the couple shows before this one.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Watch the couple shows before this, like SummerSlam, Unforgiven, Cyber Sunday.
Yeah.
Because then you can get the storylines a little easier.
Yeah. And I understood all the storyline.
And I'd skip the women's match.
Definitely skip that.
And fast forward Kozlov until the pedigree.
It might be at full speed if you fast forward it.
Yeah, that might be good then. They're like 1/2 speed. Interesting.
Hey, it's decent. Still a lot of wrestle.
Just fast forward until the pedigree. Once the pedigree, just play it.
Hey, look, it's the thing he does.
Yeah.
Make sure you watch the headbutt thing too. That's funny.
Yeah, take a headbutt to the front of the head and you fall.
At least they got me to react
backwards.
to something. It may not be the way they wanted me to, but I reacted to it.
I was up in arms at that. I was like, get the fuck out of my face.
Oh. And you fell to the floor once the pedigree happened.
I was like, oh god.
No. And that just makes you get like, yes, bliss.
Not Alexa though.
We survived.
Yeah.
Barely.
All right.
I feel like I feel like that now that I've survived, like it's like whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I guess.
Next week we have a better show, so.
Did I tell you there's a rematch?
Kozlov Triple H 2?
Oh God, come in 2020, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, wow.
Well, to be fair, Kozlov's still young enough where he can make a return.
All right, we're done. See you, bye. All right, see you.